Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Okay, I'm bursting into a Michael Jackson song. That surprised you, didn't it? Hey, a little bit left field there. But my guides always talk to me in songs. And I did intend to open up the video with Can You Feel It? Meaning energies. And then I heard the song come in. They always talk to me in songs. And I was just like, well, I need to sing. I'm all about dancing, yo. But can you feel it? Can you feel it? Like the energies, the upgrades are just immense and powerful. Little bit different to purges, which are like, oh my God, I want to vomit, got a headache, can't keep my eyes open, just like, oh, like that's like a kind of purge, like, being very unwell, especially over this full moon. This full moon has basically kicked out stuff, man, clearing space. My daughter's been off sick all week. She's a real starseed and she's just been moving through the motions of just weird, virusy, headachy throat stuff. It's very interesting because the energy is between here and here that is being unblocked and shifted. And I'm going to talk more about that. Getting hot now. Now I'm talking about energies. So basically, I want to talk about, first of all, this high heart energy, because the energies are coming through thick and fast. And we're going to be talking Egypt. Yes, we are. We always talk Egypt. And the purpose of the tour in relation to what you're actually feeling in your bodies now and how it's going to come together. So the energy is being activated through the high heart. Thymus, right? So this is your heart. This is your high heart here. Okay. So this is like known as the cosmic heart, connected to the 8th dimension. Okay. So if you take number 8 and you turn it on its side, then that makes the infinity symbol, right? It's all connected, all in flow. So this high heart is also to do with acceptance of your core power. That is the universal law that it goes with, this chakra here. So it's all very interesting that we're getting these activations and openings between here and here. And I have been coughing and coughing. I'm not sick. It's just clearing and clearing and clearing. So there's a lot going on between here and here. Upgrades. Haven't slept properly for days. Keep getting woken up 4:44. 00:44, 4 a.m. on the nail this morning. And yeah, sleep is just eluding me. So upgrades. I don't feel unwell. I just feel a lot of energy running through here, and I really need to be still, so that's kind of what's going on. It's a little bit like having open heart surgery. So all these upgrades are like coming online now. And remember I said in my other videos that on the 11/11, which is the 11th of November, we go through a massive portal, and our systems are preparing for the receiving of those codes, light information that's going to come in, because we're prepping our systems for the new earth, which is basically the 2022 codes and beyond. That is coming in November. So of course, it's all happening. We're all shifting and shaking, and energy's moving around. No one's sleeping. People are getting a little bit tired. Do you know what I mean? Needing to be still, so on. Upgrades. So many people I've spoken to all over the world, they're all having different experiences, but the same thing. Like, oh, I couldn't breathe the other day. Wow. And it's all heart energy. It's all here. So you may be feeling that kind of stuff. And remember, this can also transcend to here behind your shoulder blades, because remember your heart center goes all the way back through, as well as the high heart, the throat, whatever, So this whole area may be a little bit of an issue. So remember, it's front and back, right? So anyway, really cool stuff, because that's what we want to happen, right? Now I'm going to talk about the Tablets of Light tour in April 2022. We're going to Egypt. So many have heard the call, and I am just mind blown because this was divinely downloaded when I was on my travels in Egypt. And I mean, I had no idea, which is always the way spirit works, that when I brought this through, I had a pretty good idea at the time as to what this tour was all going to be about. It's going to be bring the way showers online. It's going to bring people that are just like, ready for it online. And I created this whole tour. But now the energy is shifting and changing, and we're amping it up. The tour is getting more and more clear as to what its divine purpose is and what it's there for. And I'm going to share that with you now, because we are going through so much shifting and shaking, purging, upgrades, right? I've been working with many people who want to come on the tour, who are coming on the tour. So we've been doing pre-work, because the whole purpose was like, right, let's not go to Egypt and go to the temples with all of this trauma you're still carrying. Let's rather clear that, get your system prepared. So when you do go to Egypt, you are in your highest frequency possible, and you are ready to pick up the codes that you've left there for yourself. And it's an instant activation, plugging you into the good stuff, bypassing all of that stuff because you've done the pre-work. What I want to avoid, and I didn't want to happen, is what happened to me, is when I went to Egypt, I still had a lot of trauma and that to clear. So when I went to the temples, that's what it cleared for me, which was in its place and amazing. Well, it was horrible to go through, but amazing because it gave me exactly what I needed. But this isn't the Tablets of Light tour. That's not the purpose of it. The purpose of it is to do the pre-work. Whether you're coming to me or whether you're actually just lying on your bed going through the upgrades, this is the pre-work. So now when you go to Egypt and you go and connect with the frequencies of each temples, the lands, whatever, you're going right in at the top, man. Massive expansion. So when you come off the tour, like, it's go time. And I've said that in many, many, many videos. But the more that I'm moving towards like next year, 2022, and the tour is obviously placed in that timeline, the more I'm understanding like, whoa, the purpose of the timing. Because I've tried many times to put this tour together, and for my own reasons, I've gone, well, don't really have, like, I'm really ready for it yet. And I pulled it back, and it ended up landing in April, which is a huge portal in itself in that month. Huge activations energies. And like, that's what it's there for. It's basically the doorway that we will walk through and come out the other side, like, yeah, completely in a different dimension, in the highest one. So I'm kind of mind blown at what, like, you know, when you look back and you see what spirit brings through you, because it's not me, it's the divine channel. And then I look at that, and when I get out of the way of myself and stop controlling everything like we do as humans, and I look at that and I go, wow, that is a perfect example of what happens when you do step out of the way yourself and you just open into your awareness and you allow divine creations to come through. Something like the Tablets of Light tour gets created. So I'm just like, yeah, so I can actually understand the purpose of this tour more and more and more. And if you're feeling that this is where you're at, and if you're feeling that call of the synchronicity of it, because you're like upgrading, clearing, there's something there in Egypt for you. And this is the time now to kind of like really tap into that. And, you know, and it may not be the tour, there may be something like it, or someone you need to work with, or, you know, maybe you do already have your body of work, but basically the tour, bodies of work, other teachers to work with, they signify that it's go time. There's no more going to that to go and work through your pain and suffering, because this is what's collapsing. When you go and entertain anything next year and you come to the tour or whatever, then it's a completely different experience. So know that to be true. Know that to be true. So I want to go back now to, well, I don't want to go back. I don't know why I said that. I want to just present to you the cards that I picked for this reading. Now this is amazing. So we have Khonsu, okay? Khonsu is very much likened to Thoth, because as you can see, he's a baboon. A baboon is also who Thoth is, right? Now Khonsu, this is the first card that I picked, Lunar Energies. He is all about, he's the god that brings through nourishment for your body, okay? And that's pretty much what I'm talking about here. It's just like bringing in the energies, the lunar energies, because we've just done full moon, and just allowing it to come into your body. And he's all about divine timing as well, because he works with time, even though it's infinite, but divine timing. And he will basically bring the system online. And this is what I'm talking about. I've said to people that the Tablets of Light tour isn't about bums on seats. It's about alignment. And this is kind of what the message that Khonsu brings. Divine timing, preparing your system, nourishment, so everything can line up perfectly to exactly where you need to be, right? And then the second card I picked. Now, Khonsu is very, very connected to Thoth. Now, Thoth is also a god of the moon, and he is also depicted as a baboon. Now, he is illumination, ancient wisdom, enlightened communication. So now this is like card number 2. So once you've soothed your body and your system, and once you've kind of like allowed the process to unfold with all the upgrades and everything like that, and then you're brought to a place, you're going to be brought to a place of learning, of maybe tapping into your sacred architecture, about now being ready, feeling that you've got all your gifts and abilities online, because Thoth has worked with you on that. He's an phenomenal teacher, like phenomenal. And yeah, I mean, there's like, you know, he's what I call the Google of the universe. There's nothing he doesn't know, and he will be working with you on projects and you know, visions and whatever the new earth is for you. How do you turn up with that? Thoth will be bringing all that through to you. So massive learning, teachings, understandings. And then the third card I picked is the 5 sacred elements, which is alchemy. Now, we all know alchemy is basically a merger of energies. Like, I am an alchemical decoder. I see the blocks and I transmute them and I bring them into light. So I turn base metal into gold, dark into light. And this card, alchemy, which is the 5 elements, the meaning of this card is all of the merger of all the elements together. So everything is just in flow, and it's a result. Think about it like this. The alchemy is a result of working with Khonsu and Thoth. So if you want to use this pathway to bring you through to the Tablets of Light Tour, perhaps, that's what you would go through. Upgrades, nourishing the body, all of that kind of vibe. Learning, teaching, expanding, stepping into your wisdom, because you have it. And then alchemy, letting it all just marinate and flow. And that's 2022 beyond. Microphone drop. What's not to love? So let's go back to the 8th dimension. Let's go back to all of these upgrades that we're going through here. Remember, this is your throat chakra is about creativity as well. So let's go back to all of that. And let's really, really anchor in now, closing on this video, about acceptance of core power. Okay, that is the universal law of this here. And one more fabulous magical synchronicity that I'm just going to leave with you before I go. It just so happens on the first day of the the first day is integration day. We do ceremony, we land in Egypt and we get to know each other, and it's all very exciting. And we're in a 5-star hotel, so what's not to love? Once we've done our opening ceremony, on the next day, we do a really early sunrise private visit to the Great Sphinx. Now, the Great Sphinx, you connect with the infinity symbol. That's how you connect with the powerful stone being the Sphinx. And the connection with the Sphinx is all about the 8th dimension, okay? And the 8th dimension is acceptance of core power. And the medicine of the Great Sphinx is all about accessing the wisdom from the Great Sphinx to tell you what your mission and purpose is. So synchronicity, synchronicity, synchronicity. That's the day 1 of the temple visits. So just going to let all that marinate. But anyway, let it all, let your upgrades just unfold. Let it just run through your body. Lots of water, still. Allow the process to take you through the rest of the year. And then if it cools, if you are feeling the call to Egypt, or you're really serious about your path and you really want to unpack some stuff, get in contact with me for a no-cost Zoom call, because now is the time. It is go time. And sometimes a phone call can unpack some stuff and like bring you some clarity. But it's for those that are really serious on their path, ready to go, ready to claim what's theirs, which is their soul sovereignty. And if Egypt is in that mix, then hell, let's do it. So I look forward to connecting with you. And thank you once again for watching my little video. Peace.